for my 8 quotes, my note cards, my 8 note cards with the quotes. I put them all on this one piece of paper so that I don't waste paper. And each text box has their own quote and the paraphrasing, and then the link or the place where I got it from. So the one that I used a lot was the government website on racism, and then the other one that I used was biography.com, and then the other ones is nuint.org about racism as well. So one of the first quotes that I have, the first one in blue right here, says, "Racism plays itself out institutionally in the way that we deal with people." And I said, "Racism is when another race feels superior to another and treats a person differently. More likely, that person is treated badly." From what I've been reading about racism and what I've seen, it's treated badly and put in harm's way. Racism fully derives from the treatment of others. So the other one from that same website, which is the government website, is, "You can easily form a hierarchy of whose lives in America, according to race, are worth more than another." So in America, where we have a lot of diversity, especially here in California, we have a lot of diversity. But the one race that you can see that is super abundant is the white people, and then you get us called the typical, like, rich white kids or white privilege. And so what I got from that, or like the way I thought I could explain that or paraphrase it, was that you could see whose lives are worth more sorry about the terrible lighting. You could see whose lives are more important to groups of people, like, or colleges, or the government, or, police. Even though they're required to have diversity, you could see who, are worth more, who are the more important, who's high priority. And the way that I can only, like, really see this is one race is more abundant than the other, making one or more favored kind of. So the lesser amount of race is the least important. So that's down at the bottom right here. So the first one I wrote was in the blue up top. The second one's the bottom. Another one from that same site is, "I still get nervous when I hear kids saying eeny, meeny, miny, mo." So a lot of kids nowadays are being desensitized. A lot of things are not being promoted as offensive because they're trying to keep an open mind, or they're trying to not make it a race thing, when in real life there's like certain chimes that are about death or about race and discrimination. And so kids are still using old chimes or old racial slurs that they don't really realize they're saying, and people around them are getting scared because it's a reminder of, like, the past. And so everything's desensitized, and then kids don't realize what they're saying nowadays because it's so desensitized, and the only way I can explain it is that it's desensitized, and that kids just don't know what they're saying because they're kids, first of all. But so that was this one. It was the smaller quote that I had. And then the another one from the same one. This is where the one website where I got a lot of the good quotes from were from, like, a doctor or somebody who really promoted civil rights. So that was the article. And it says, "The benefit of being sensitive to multiculturalism is an ability to put yourself in another person's shoes. When an effort is made to understand other cultures, then we can better understand ourselves." So in my essay, I had explained that in one of my classes we went over drama. And drama is essentially a way for people to express themselves or give insight to other people's lives, about their lives, or about other people's lives that they've seen that are similar to the situations that they're portraying. And so, what I have always heard is that, you may not understand somebody, but if you take the time to get to know them, or essentially put yourself in their shoes, then you'll better understand them, and you'll be better as a person and understand other people better as they are as people. And so I paraphrase that as the more time we take to see others' lives in a different light, or trying to understand their lives, the better people we can become. Be open-minded, and others might be the same to you. So I think that's it for that one. And then I have the nuent.org, which is, actually I missed one from the government website, and it says racism can destroy us as individuals and ultimately destroy the world. Racism pulls apart people. I said racism divides groups of people. People make the world function well when they work together and not work against another. It takes multiple people to build a building. But when those people are not able to work well together, the building will fall apart. One of the things I'm looking to going into the military, so one of the things that they always teach you is that teamwork makes the dream work, but teamwork really puts everything together, and you want to see teamwork, because otherwise, without that group of people who trust each other or enjoy being around each other and do things for each other as a group of people because they're supporting each other, everything's going to fall apart. So then for the nuent, it says racism is not a historical relic that we have outgrown. And I said racism is something that's still around today, and people have not realized that it's still a major issue. Some people do, but some people don't. It may not be as bad as it was, like lynching black people back then, but it's still existent. It's still there. It's still a major issue. And then I have, we cannot understand racism without looking into history. So if you're going back into history to understand why something happened, it's best to go back to the source of where it happened. Although we don't know the entire truth, we can still better understand it. And so I said history is essential to learning and understanding why things happen. Because racism started so long ago, we have to look back onto what, when, where, and why these things have happened in hopes of understanding. So those two are right here in the middle of my paper, and then the other one's at the top of this paper right next to the blue. And then I have biography.com. When I was looking up the background for James Baldwin, he says that he witnessed the truth when he addressed racism. James Baldwin has witnessed many acts of violence against his group of people, and what he wanted to do was have others witness it with him through his plays and short stories. He gave people an insight into their personal lives through looking at his life through his eyes. So that was this one. I didn't get very many quotes from biography.com, and this is just very hard to see. It's very small print. But I do have 8 on here. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I've gone over every one of them, I think. And this is the best way I felt I could paraphrase it. I'm going to be looking in for more quotes for my essay, but this is what I have so far.